Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to Let the Madness Begin, the home version. That's right, you got the home version. So if you don't like this show on Saturday, get the home version during the week and play along with us. And guess what? You may win a prize.
That's false advertising, man.
Yeah,
I want nobody suing me.
I ain't say we was giving them a prize. I
Oh,
said they
okay.
may win a prize.
Oh, they may win a prize. All
Yeah.
right,
I ain't say we was providing a prize.
Oh, okay. I'm glad you. Okay, so you're clear on
I
that.
said they may win.
Oh, may win a prize. Okay.
Yeah.
I got you, sir.
So how's it going?
Yeah, life is good, man. Things are coming together slowly but surely. But you can't complain too much.
Yeah.
So you can't complain too much about life. You know.
Life.
Yeah.
4 letters.
Yep.
1 word.
Yeah. Yeah.
Described by many in different ways, from happy to painful.
Right.
And also taken away. And
True.
as we will find out, some high school students found that out in Michigan.
Right.
How life could change so
Yeah.
drastically, man. School shootings are hard.
Right.
I mean, I think the first school shooting that I was aware of was Columbine, if I'm not mistaken. I think that was the first one.
Yeah, it was like 96, 97.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken. The
Yeah.
trench, they call them the Trench Coast Mafia.
Trench
Yeah.
Coat Mafia. Yeah, because that was the year I graduated from high school, so I think it was 97 that happened.
That's the first
Right.
one ever, and I
It
have
might be 96.
yeah, I've never really thought about school shootings or anything like that. But then there was that.
Well, why I ain't gonna say that? Because people, I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Because when I was attending high school, I ain't gonna say what high school I attended. Jokers were bringing guns to school.
Okay, that's fair. I mean, yeah,
I mean,
my high school, we
yeah,
were lit, as the young kids would say now. We
Yeah,
were
y'all were
really
straight up
lit.
hood.
Right outside of campus, and you had the we were
Right.
lit.
Right. I agree. So yeah. So I mean, yeah.
But there was a difference.
Okay.
Or I'll say it like this: on school mass shooting, I'll say that
Okay.
mass shooting.
I got you.
Because of course we have heard of shootings outside of schools.
Right.
Maybe one person getting shot, but as far as being targeted at school for reasons that did not involve drugs.
Okay. I got you. So went drug related. Okay.
Right.
On drug. Okay. I mean, he could have been on drugs when he did the shooting. I don't know. When I read on the store just now, he like his parents went to with the Black Friday, got him a new Christmas weapon, and he wanted to try it out at school because he was upset.
What makes a kid? And I ask this question as a person that was a child, of course.
Right.
I never felt that I had to resort to that.
But it goes back to the way things are nowadays. You think about it, kids don't socialize like they used to. Kids don't communicate like they used to, or as they should, and the parents are not showing them how to socialize, how to conduct themselves. You think about it, because what would be like? You mean to tell me you get that upset with somebody by what they say, what they do to you, enough to kill them? I'm gonna bring a weapon to school, to any kind of weapon in general, to hurt anybody. It shows that you don't know how to control yourself. So you show no self-control in a sense. And it's not wrong with expressing yourself, but that's not expressing yourself if it's harming somebody and taking somebody's life, or you threatening to take somebody or harm somebody's life.
That's interesting, because I saw a video today that I want us to talk about, because I think everything aligns. I think everything starts to align on how things go. But when you brought up a point of how to, I guess, deal with disappointment.
Okay. But see, it goes back to the thing where nowadays everybody, or the point when they started giving everybody a trophy for participating, even though whether or not they did a good job or not. You know, because it's automatically an assumption that you are supposed to get a pat on the back. You're supposed to get a trophy just for showing up. You know, and it's common. You think about it. A lot of kids say that. Oh well, shoot, you should be glad I just showed up. There's nothing to brag about.
Right.
But I mean, that's my opinion alone. You know, I just think it's just we as the previous generations, we slowly took our foot off the gas, the pedal, and we kind of steered away from the road. You know, and like I said, you want to call it capital punishment when you spanking your kids, you're punishing your kids, but to an extent, it worked. It had its place. You know, now
we'll talk about that.
Okay.
Everything, I believe everything is
right. I got you.
So how they're not shooting the school over bad grades.
No.
They're not shooting the school over.
The parents should be shooting the schools over bad grades, but go ahead.
They're not shooting over the teachers being mean.
No.
They're shooting over people not liking them.
Or not talking to them. Or not making them a part. Or when they do interact with them, it's not a good interaction. Like I said, we're not being... Think about it, the first time you ever went to school and you got picked on, whatever, if you did, or you picked, you always taught to what? Ignore them, right? Or you figure it out. You resort in a conversation, whether a conversation with your hands or with your words.
Mine was with my hands. I'll never forget. I had a bully. It was fourth grade.
Yeah.
And I just got fed up. He hit me. And I just chased him down the hall, and I just started welling on him.
See, but
he stopped messing with
right.
me,
and sometimes you don't necessarily have the win. It's just showing them that you're not afraid to stand up to them. You know, and I had to do that a few times myself. But conflict resolution always should be a thing that we're teaching. You know,
right.
And necessarily, like I said, there has to be a physical resolution. Yeah, you have a conversation with them.
Yeah, I'm not advocating violence.
Yeah, it's not that you. But you got to show them there's ways to handle your situation. Mine is using a weapon.
Right.
The extreme is using your hands.
Right. And that's I guess that's what I'm getting at. It's like
right.
The most I thought about was either he gonna beat me or I'm gonna beat him.
Right.
But at the end of the day, I stood my ground. Now I'm not pro bullies, but I do believe they serve a purpose.
In a sense.
I do believe that that's a rite of passage. Like if you get past that, you tend to be able to say you can get past anything.
Right.
So I just don't understand where we just get to the point where we're just like, I'm going to take people's lives. Not just the person, but I'm just going to take whoever, everybody.
But
and like you
just, a lot of times they don't have a specific target. They just randomly, it's everybody. Anybody's a target. Anybody can get it.
So that's what I'm glad you brought up. Anybody can get it. So at this point, there's no logic.
Because and it's right, because you think about it, they look at themselves as if it's the whole school is against them. But like I said, there's nobody he could have went to talk to at school, whether it be a friend, a counselor, or a teacher. You mean tell me there's nobody? He shot teachers too. He shot teachers. I forgot how many teachers. Like one. He shot a couple. He shot a teacher or two. He did shoot a teacher or two. Besides students, like I said, he shot a teacher. I know he shot a teacher though. He said in the report a teacher did get shot, or teachers were shot and hurt. I'm not sure if any of them died, but you know. So in a sense, he felt bad enough to shoot, not sit there and pick out a target. I don't know. Maybe he did pick out targets. But like I said, I don't know. I wasn't there. But in a sense, it sounds as if he just. Somewhere, I don't know where the weapon came from. It appeared in his hand, you know, like in that one movie with your boy. He just popped up, the weapon just showed up in his hand. He just started killing whatever, you know. But yeah, he didn't. It was random, but not random. Because like I said, his target was the whole school. So he felt so bad, so conflicted with whatever was going on in that school that he just wanted to shoot up whoever in the school.
So
they want to throw rocks. He want to shoot the weapon. You know.
Let me play I won't say devil's advocate, but let's look at it from this point of view. Do you think this now makes people or children or teenagers feel like to not be in that situation, have to be inclusive of everybody? I can't have an opinion.
That was, and that's why I say we start making a prisoner of ourselves, our own freedoms. We become prisoners of that, of our own freedoms and rights. And in a sense, in a way, you do, but it's nothing wrong being inclusive, but you can't include everybody in everything. And I think that's the problem. It's like everybody feels they should be included in everything, in all the groups. Because my thing is, if you have a class with somebody who's on the basketball team, but this means that when that person goes out, that you need to be hanging out with him.
Right.
You know?
No, that's how
and like I said, or if you're in the computer, you're in the math, you're a math league, you're on the math squad, or whatever they call it, math league or whatever. You necessarily don't have to allow somebody who's in the chess team or debate team to actually, because I mean, they have anything in common. Because a lot of times these groups is based on something you have in common,
right?
A common ground. And I don't think he found anybody he had a common ground with. It just, he stood out, and it's a choice sometimes. And sometimes we don't present ourselves as being open to being or wanting to interact with somebody. You're going to get that kind of vibe, that kind of treatment, you know?
I do agree with you. I do believe it's a choice in two parts. I think it's a choice to want to be different.
Right.
And I think it's a choice to push people away so you can.
Okay, I'm glad you said that.
Because I don't think that is not that he couldn't connect. He just didn't want to connect with the people that he could connect with. And I think that that's a lot of times what people issues is. It's kind of like everybody wants to date the hot cheerleader. And then if they can't get her, then they feel like there's nobody there. But it could be like 5 girls that may be interested in that person, but they all keep overlooking them and be like, man, I just can't get with nobody. But she want to go out with you.
Right.
Well, then you start picking people apart, and then it's like, well, you're doing the same thing that the cheerleader's doing.
Right.
But you mad at the cheerleader.
Right.
That's how I feel about this particular guy not knowing the situation. But a lot of these people, I believe they're like that. They become what they despise.
Right. Okay. I got you. So let's look at it from this way, from the very first, when it actually became public, the trench coat, the Columbine, up until now. Do you feel that's the case from that point, even then up until now?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I do believe that.
But like I said, this is the thing about it. There hasn't been too many, because remember, those were 2 individuals, I believe.
Correct.
And now I think everyone since have been everybody a more individual, haven't it? On an individual basis. So my thing is, those 2 were able to connect enough to talk themselves to sit there and prepare themselves to do such a thing. Why couldn't these other people do that? And then my thing is, and I think, and I if I do remember the Trench Coat Mafia, themselves, they were getting bullied by the same people,
right?
And they actually targeted people that actually bullied them,
right?
So, and it was actually clearly planned out.
Oh yeah, they real. I think they were one of the first people to actually use the internet to actually,
because they had a hit list.
Yeah,
they had a hit list of who, because they went back to their place and had a hit list of who they actually
were on. They were message boards and everything. Right. By the time they broke that, they was like, yeah, they were really into that.
And then they're putting a lot of thought into it, as opposed to these people just randomly showing up and they just shoot people. And I think I remember there was one a year or 2 ago, like it was Arkansas, with a young boy with a teenage. Well, he wasn't even a teenager; he was in middle school. He was just picking people off at the school, I believe. Am I right?
Yeah.
I think I was overseas at the time.
I think a lot of them now, honestly, I don't think they don't believe in consequences.
And you know what? And that's the thing too. And I was thinking about it. If they don't know what the consequences of them folks, and even though it may not make a difference, it make you want to think twice. You know,
right?
I think it would. It made me think twice about one around shoot. Like, damn, like what's actually going on with them 2 guys? Because for all they know, they could be chilling back in Columbine, smoking weed and talking about the next time they're gonna shoot. No, we really don't know. Because and I think that's the issue too with the youth of now. It's like the consequences. It's like either the consequences are not extreme enough to them to consider taking another course of action.
Actually, I do agree with what you said, but I actually think, truthfully, there are there are no consequences, and I'm not saying that there are no consequences as far as there's no jail time, there's no potential being shot to kill, but in their minds there's no consequences because everything equals fame.
Okay, that's another way to look at it.
You're going to have no.
You're gonna be notorious, and people are gonna know your name.
Pedophiles have groups that support them. Rapists have groups that support them.
Okay,
and we consider those the lowest of the lows.
Right.
Kyle Rittenhouse had a GoFundMe that raised money, and he comes from a pretty well-off family, and he still got money. We're in a situation in American history, and I can see where they look at us like Rome. We're in a part of American history where there is no consequence because everything equals fame.
Let's not say no equals now consequence. The consequence is nothing. It's not a punishment.
Okay.
You're not looked at as.
You're not evil.
You're not looked at as evil. I can see what you're saying.
If you kill somebody today, they may be mad at you. They may want you dead. But then you're going to have a section of the population that will be willing to give you booty and anything you want because they just want to be different.
Right.
And if I can attach myself to something different, that makes me feel special. I identify with you. The biggest lie ever told is I identify with you. That's the biggest lie because you can't be an individual but identify.
Yeah, I got you.
And now we're seeing that with everything that goes wrong in this society, we're seeing opposite.
Okay.
It is like I can feel myself killing someone, get 1 million views, and I'm happy. I can go to jail. It don't bother me.
Right.
I can feel myself breaking into somebody's house. It don't bother me. Look, you see me.
Right.
I think because they feel like the camera is on them, it is staged. And I'm honestly thinking people are living life as if the cameras are on and not realizing those cameras are not a representation of what's going on. Those cameras are catching what you're doing.
Right.
You're doing real stuff.
Right.
No matter if you cut that camera on or off, you're still doing real stuff in your mind.
Right.
You have not processed it. You really think you're on camera.
Unless you're living it through the lens as opposed to actually living to what's going on in front of you. Right. Okay. I see. That's
why they're quick to film it. And I'm not saying this was perfect. And I look back at this, I think it's one of the dumbest things we ever done, but we never talked about crimes. What happened.
True.
We just went on about our day.
But like you said, it goes back to what you want to be known for stuff. You want to stand out. You want people to know your name, know your face, your deeds, or whatever.
So I know you don't like this guy. So that's what Tommy Sotomayor said. He said the exact same thing. He actually said right now, we're in a place in society where everybody just wants to be famous.
Right.
And it don't matter how you get famous, which is why you have a section of women who don't mind degrading themselves to be famous. You have a section of population of men that would do anything to be famous, even go beyond their sexual preferences just to be famous.
Okay.
You have a section of the population who just will kill someone just to be famous.
Yeah.
I think Kyle Rittenhouse falls in that. I think he wanted to kill somebody to be famous.
I wouldn't say famous. He wanted to be a hero.
Okay.
There's a difference.
Okay, that's fair.
There's a difference. I don't think he looked at it as he was going to be known. He thought he was doing something to be great and to be a hero. He wanted, because like you said, the first group he walked up to when he got there was who?
The cops.
The cops. And he told them what? Oh, I'm here to help.
I'm here to help. You know what I'm saying? You know, I carry this wherever we go. I came back from Iraq with this.
Right. A word kid?
Yeah. He was away. You know that? Yeah, he was all right. Afghanistan.
So
Bosnia.
Where was you at?
He was in Grenada.
He was in Grenada.
You don't even know he remember Grenada. He was there.
He was in Grenada. He wasn't even born yet, but he was in Grenada.
He was in Grenada. The 8-hour war. He was there. War?
Oh, okay. Damn. He was part of the 60-day war in Israel too?
Yeah.
Israel against the Arab nations? Okay. Gotcha. He was there. He was in all of them.
Hey, they got a picture of him on D-Day stepping off the boat with that same AR.
Yeah, the war was up. Yeah, they are. It definitely was over. Yeah.
But you know what's crazy? Think about this. He has been on every TV show. Right.
Because he, like I said, he wanted to be known as a hero. And at the same time, you're right, the famous part, but he wanted the feeling of being a hero. Like he was doing something, great. That okay, all right. Yeah.
I'm glad you brought that up because we have the black version of him.
Okay.
Juicy Smollett.
Oh, yeah, that guy.
Who the same way he wanted to be a hero.
Okay.
The gay Tupac. His words, not mine. He said he was the gay Tupac.
Okay.
Tupac got shot. But hey, it is who it is. Hey. So it's the same scenario to me. You wasn't happy with your life. You're on a TV show. You're on the TV show playing who you are. You're gay on the TV show being gay. That's the best of both worlds. It's a hit TV show.
Right.
You doing your thing. But you want to be super famous.
Right.
So you get the darkest niggas in history. You got real Nigerians. You didn't even get fake Nigerians.
Well, came from the motherland.
It was like they built the motherland. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking at them like, you look white compared to them. I'm like, God, no, you of all.
Right. And you know they're gonna lie, they gonna tell the truth. Get caught up.
Yeah, they lying. They took your buddy and was stitching the next day. They didn't care.
Yeah, this is what we did to them.
You know what's gonna happen with them? They're gonna write a book.
Yeah.
They're gonna get their fame out of this.
Right.
But you know who else gonna get this? Smollett.
Of course.
He gonna write a book. He gonna go on a tour. He gonna explain the situation. Yeah. And the consequences don't fit the bill anymore because everything comes with a price. Okay. No matter if you mad at me or not, somebody's going to pay me. No matter if you dislike me or not, someone's going to like me.
Right.
And that's where we're at in our society.
Yeah.
And it's scary.
It's always been that way. It's just now it's more prevalent. Because you always had a small group of people that were like that. But now it's because somebody made a comment nowadays, like T-Pain made a comment about this. He said, and this is indirect to, like I said, the same thing about life itself. He said artists nowadays are more infatuated with being famous than they are with being rich or being wealthy, getting money paid. They'd rather be seen wearing the nice jewelry, driving nice cars, seen. But as far as actually that car actually belonging to them, the jewelry actually belonging to them. The jewelry may eventually belong to them.
Right.
But then that car they drive around in is leased.
Right.
That house they staying in, they're renting. Them girls, they're being paid for too.
Yeah, they're everybody's friend.
Yeah.
Brandy, call me.
Brandy who?
Reiner.
Anyway, so you something special. Yeah, man. So like I said, now people want to be the youth. Yeah, they want to be paid, but they want to look like they're paid. If it makes sense. That look. Like there's that look of love. Next thing, there is love there.
Okay, I like that. I can balance that. And I always say everything has a line. So I watched an interesting video today.
What'd you watch?
On Alvin Priest. They were doing a reaction video. That's what it's called.
Okay.
To this girl. And at first, I was like, preach, and I was like, yo, F this. But then I started realizing, yo, we're in a crazy society.
Okay.
She said, and I quote, we need to start calling people by their function, not by what they are.
Really?
Really.
Okay.
So we're not calling us males, we're calling us dicks with testicles. You think I'm playing? She said you can refer to women to those who can have babies because it's not fair because there are women who can't have babies. Now, what she wasn't talking about the ones who can't physically have babies because of because of medical issues.
Right.
She was just talking about ones who just want to be women.
Okay.
So she's like, it's not fair because you should just say that these people have functions instead of them being a man. So if she wanted to be a man, she said is that it's not fair to say that we're men because we have testicles when she can say she's a man and she has a uterus.
Yeah, there are men that have uterus that call them transsexuals.
No, yeah, but
I'm sorry, transgender.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, transgender.
Yeah, they'll kill you.
Right.
But it made me realize that we just don't, as I would say, words don't matter anymore.
It do matter.
Words don't matter.
The thing is people trying to. It's more or less people try to sound intelligent.
Okay, I like that.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay, that's fair.
It's the same time they're trying to sound intelligent, not smart, but intelligent. Like, oh, well, we break it down by your function. So what's your function? So I call you a cum bucket if you.
That's what I'm saying. There, like,
that's what I'm saying.
We going there.
You know what I'm saying?
I will go there with you.
You are Hershey. Hershey lover. What do you? Is that what you call a person who likes to deal with men in that kind of that they call themselves
right?
A top.
It was weird because I'm listening to her and then she was really like.
It sounds scientific. Like she really thought a lot of thought.
Like it is not fair because it's not inclusive. And I was like, but if you want to be a homosexual, there's nothing wrong with that,
right?
But y'all have so much issues within your community. You ain't realizing that this is y'all issue.
So was she a lesbian? Whatever.
I don't even know I don't think she considered herself anything. I think she called she fluent. She's whatever gender.
Oh, fluid. Yeah.
They're whatever. I think Keke Palmer is one of those.
Right.
She's whatever. She's also the same girl that claimed Trey Songz locked her in the closet, but that's a different story.
Right.
But
R. Kelly.
Yeah, R. Kelly.
Oh, okay.
Because he's fluent too.
He's fluent too.
and I get. I'm not mad at that. I'm mad at the fact that if you want to be with anything you want to be with, that's cool. But what's the point of giving up labels? What's the point of me saying I'm a man? What's the point of me saying you're a man?
But see,
a woman.
But you got to keep in mind, and I'm probably a lot of people hit me up when they eventually watch this. They hit me up when you deal. A lot of times, people, and I say a lot of times, at times, women, titles mean a lot to them.
True, I agree with you.
They mean like wife is a title a lot of them want to be. Mother is another title. Daughter. These are titles that are you achieve and you inherit.
Correct.
As opposed as given. Daughter, because you're born somebody's daughter.
Correct.
Because you're born somebody's niece. Eventually you inherit aunt because your whoever has but then you would, like I said, you achieve your doctor. Mother because you had a child,
right?
Wife because you got married, doctor because you went to school, become a doctor and whatever. Scientist, and that's the thing. A lot of times, titles, and I think that's one of them things. It's like, okay, if you're trying to be specific when it comes to your gender or sexuality, in my opinion, and there's men like that too. But I see it a lot of times more women because titles mean a lot to them, because it makes them feel, and in a sense, some feel that it puts them on another Pedestal, plateau.
I'm glad you went there.
Something like that. I don't know. Because it blows me away sometimes. It's like sometimes, I'm really glad you went there. You know, it blows me away.
We're going to talk about that tomorrow.
Okay.
We're going to creep into it today. But we'll finish this part up. I'm scared because I'm at a point where if I say I'm a man, I'm going to offend somebody. And we shouldn't be at that point where we feel like if we say something, we're going to offend somebody. Like, and I like I said, and I mean this with the bottom of my heart. I honestly don't care what people do behind closed doors.
Right.
I don't care what you want to do. It's none of my business. I got my own life to worry about.
Right.
But why is it that they can create any and everything and we have to adapt to it when just the natural order of life from the animals that crawl to the animals that fly are designated by the gender in which they are born?
Why? Because I think we overthink it and then we try to put it in action.
Okay.
I think that's what it is.
Because I have yet to see two men have a baby. I have yet to see two women have a baby. I have yet to see that.
Right.
I see fire started, but I have yet to see either one of those together produce a child, which means that the natural order, and when I say natural order, I'm not saying that what they're doing is right or wrong. What I'm saying is the natural order is to keep society moving along. A man and a woman have to go. So negative and a positive have to come together to create bam.
I got you. Okay.
So if that's a natural order, why can't we just, you be like, if you like men, you like men. If you like women, you like women. Whatever.
Let's come together and make a child. It does happen, but
no, it does happen, but I mean, why can't we just keep it? Why can't we just keep the fence up?
Because
you're a man, you're a woman. No matter what you like to do.
But it comes back to nowadays, people like that want everybody. Even though they get offended about saying, I want people in your business, you want people in your business. Because why would you? Because my thing is, you put it out there, but you get upset when people react. So you do it for more the reaction, and you're upset for you not getting the reaction that you're expecting to get.
I agree with you.
I think a lot of times have that euphoria that, people's going to love the things that you project to them, that you put in front of them. You know, like, oh, yeah. Because everybody's not everybody's not in agreement with, same-sex marriages, regardless of what the times are.
That's true.
Some people are still not happy with interracial marriages.
You're right about that.
Some people, much less couples, in general. There's no issue, and there are people that are, are against stuff that, that people are putting out there. And like I said, I think nowadays we're hinging upon their freedoms and their rights to feel that way. Like they can't express that, and they can't express that they're offended, and then they don't like being offended, but you push it on them anyway, in a sense.
I agree with you, and I'm gonna say one of the whitest things that white people say.
What's that?
I have gay friends. They always say they have.
Black friends. Gay black. Okay.
Yeah.
I got gay friends.
I've had the honor and the privilege to have had people who have been in that type of lifestyle, and I have never come across anyone that has been like these people I'm starting to see now, who are like, oh, you have to do this. They're more like, I do what I do. I live my life. It's nobody's business.
Right.
Which is pretty much at least 55% of America, people in life.
Yeah.
But it's just a percentage, like you said, that just want this issue. And you know what? That's called first world issues.
Right.
Ain't nobody in a third world country caring about none of this right now. Ain't nobody caring about this.
I can understand that.
I think we're at a point I have to be mad at myself because my life is going well. I'm eating good. I'm not missing the meal. I go to a job. But you know what? On my job, I want to wear a dress. But they have a dress code. They don't want men in dress. But so I want to wear a dress to my job. Or a woman, I want to be called sir. But, they want to respect me as a male. Like, I've seen people be like, don't call me ma'am. Why is that a problem? Why? Where? Why?
You know what? Maybe you should ask. I don't know either.
I'm scared. I'm not trying to be funny. I'm at a point where I just be like this. I don't speak to people like.
Well, I mean, you could always say Mrs., Miss,
but then they might be like, I ain't no Miss. Be like, but
Madame, Mademoiselle. Bitch. You could say that too. But I don't think you would like the reaction. Some people.
I might get the best reaction. Might be like, "What's up?" I'm like, oh,
yeah.
Oh, right. No, it was just.
So my thing is, they trying to address you with the N-word? Okay, then. See, keep in mind, because remember, action is reaction.
True.
Okay. Yeah. You know, exactly. You don't want those kind of issues, my friend.
Nah, but yeah, I just thought that was weird because it's just like everybody want to have an issue.
Right.
So you brought up something, and we're going to talk about this, which is why I want our guests on here. And this is just a portion of what we're going to talk about. So I mentioned this before, and I still believe this.
Okay.
I think black women hate black men.
I'm trying to figure out where y'all get this from.
So I'm glad you brought that up.
All right, go ahead, because same thing. Because who asked me the question about the black woman hating black? I think we talked about it before.
We talked about, but yeah,
go ahead.
It's actually, I honestly, and what made me really think about this is I just, the seed's been dropped into me,
right?
And I've been starting to pull back a little bit and look at things,
right?
So it all started a couple of years ago. There was this meme that went out, and it was a slavery meme, and it had the massa about to rape the black woman while the black man was helpless and couldn't help.
Right.
And I think it was a painting, and so a lady that drew, and it was like, what would you title this? And a lot of black women was like, black man not protecting his woman, this, that, and third. And I didn't think of none of it. And then, of course, Tommy, who hates, I ain't gonna say hates black women, but he's very opinionated.
Right.
Even though I see how you looking at me.
Right. Go ahead. Yeah.
He mentioned some things about it, and then I started pulling back and saying, okay, let me really dissect this for a moment. So I thought about that, and I started hearing a lot of other women saying, protect black women. And then I started thinking about this. So let's go back to history.
Right.
Raise your hand if you ever seen a black woman hung from a tree.
I don't know. I didn't that far back.
Raise your hand if you ever seen a black woman tied up to a tree, burnt. Raise your hand if you ever seen a black woman genitals mutilated. Raise your hand if you ever seen a white child roasting marshmallows on a black woman's body. Now, see, the reason why I brought that up is because those are all black men.
Right. Those things happen.
Exactly. Protecting black women.
On record.
Right. On record. Let's keep that. We have to, I always say, stick with the facts. Fact is, black men has always been protecting black women.
Right.
We have died from it. Who are we going to freedom for? You didn't see, ain't no picture on earth you see is a bunch of black men running to freedom.
Right. Of course.
How many black women really stood up and fought?
I don't know. Maybe Harriet Tubman. I don't know.
Outside of her. Exactly. So what black women holding on to?
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's a good question.
But what's the anger towards?
Black men.
Why?
Because we didn't protect them.
How? We died. We were killed. We were given syphilis.
Because you were supposed to come back from the dead. They're dead. You're supposed to come back like zombies. You're supposed to come back like the zombies.
I believe you.
You know,
I do believe you.
Look for Massa or whoever did the overseer and kill them.
I honest to God believe you because I do believe that you do believe that.
But the thing is, you're not. Yeah, no. But like I said, people are not looking at the whole picture, the big picture, as opposed to how they're affected somewhat in the picture.
Right.
And so, how you relate to what you're looking at.
No, I agree with you 100%.
Because it's even to mention that at times, like you said, black men actually had to sit there restrained and watch Massa or the master or the oversee the guy who oversees them, and his whoever else run through his wife unwillingly. So I mean, I never heard of any history that anybody, sir, come on in, see my wife, take advantage of her. Hey, I'll just stand outside and watch it. Let me know if you need anything.
Two for Tuesdays.
Yeah. I'll be at TGI Fridays with the fellas. Just
that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not understanding where Black women get this, that Black men are not protecting them, when throughout history we have always protected them. We have always put up with the most. Think about it like this: even during Jim Crow era, who was being killed?
Everybody.
Mostly Black men.
Okay.
Who was fighting for our freedom? Black men. I mean, you could throw Rosa Parks.
I was gonna say, you throw Rosa Parks in there.
So we throw one piece of pepper in every bunch of salt.
So you do.
Yeah.
You do.
That's what Black women are holding on to.
Okay, Rosa Parks. There's probably a few others. Aretha Franklin. She sang for freedom.
She did sing for freedom.
Along with what's her name?
Berta Flack.
Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay. I mean, Josephine Baker. I mean,
but still, I understand what you're getting at. I can see your point of view.
It has gotten to a point, and I didn't think about this, and I saw this with my own eyes. Black women have a deep-rooted hatred for Black men, which is why they're quick to say they don't need a Black man, which is why they're quick to raise children without a man, which is why they're quick to push men out the picture.
But I don't think it's a. I think they've been conditioned to think that way.
Okay, that's
in a sense, because you think about it, just like we, and actually it goes back to like they do the monkey see, the monkey do, or the monkey say and they do.
Okay,
because it's like you go back to the feminism movement, and
that was the worst thing they ever hit Black.
Right, and they felt that it was being preached to them that you can do these things without a man. No, we don't need a man. But then
but they adopted
it and they try to live by it.
Right, and even Malcolm X, and you're right, because Malcolm X even brought this up in one of his speeches. Do you realize a Black woman will treat you like dirt and treat that white man like a king? I have examples. I will share them tomorrow too, and share them tonight. Witness with my own eyes.
We'll save it for tomorrow.
I'll share one tonight.
Share them.
I seen this with my own eyes. I seen a Black woman who claimed when a Black man talks to her, all he wants is to have sex with her. True story. Seen her to go through that. I also seen this same Black woman not even give 2 cares about making sure she went out the way to tell a white man he looks good with his haircut.
Oh wow!
With the nice voice.
Oh, okay.
And I ain't even, and I'm not even, and we're gonna talk about this part too, because it's gonna segue, because I hope they treat white men better than they do us. But have you noticed that women in the church treat their pastor and the deacons better than they do their husbands at home? I said it. I don't care who denies it.
Okay, I got you.
Black women have a deep-rooted hatred for Black men. They're quick to argue with us.
Right.
They're quick to put us in domestic violence situations. They're quick to call the cops. Think about it. How many times you hear, I get the law on you?
Right.
Why? What did I do?
Right.
No, they're quick to tell us that we ain't crap. They're quick to tell us that we're dumb. They're quick to tell us we're stupid. They're quick to tell us every negative thing. They're so quick. What other race of women does that to their mate?
Good question.
You hate us. And I have yet to figure out why. What have Black men done to Black women? Except die. Historically, we have died for them. Historically, we went off to war for them.
Right.
Historically, we marched for them. How many women you seen in the marches? Not many. You seen a whole lot of men.
Okay. This is gonna be interesting tomorrow.
Yeah, this is gonna be interesting because I do believe that they have a hatred for us. I honestly, God, believe that. And I know I'm gonna get some backlash. I know I'm gonna be called a man that hate Black women, and it's okay. I love Black women.
Right.
But I do believe that if Black women were honest, they will come out and say, we do have an issue, instead of beating around the bush, trying to nitpick us to death.
Okay. I can see that. Very good point. Okay. Just go ahead and just wrap this up, man. Because seems like you got a lot to, you won't have a show anything to talk about tomorrow.
The example I give tomorrow, you're going to look at me like I'm a fool. You're going to be like, yo, did that really happen? I'm like, not only did it happen, I continuously see it.
Okay.
And when I tell you, I see how black women act around white men.
Right.
Bruh. At first, like I said, it's something I feel like I've been in the Matrix and I have not been paying attention.
I understand.
It is so different.
Yeah, I can see that.
Their voices are different. Their mannerisms are different. You know what those white men
true.
You know what the white men think they
are? I see what you're saying.
Dogs.
Right.
Ugly. Fat.
Right.
Won't even look at them.
Right.
But they're so quick to, I'll do anything you want me to do. I'll work late for you. Oh, I got that. Let me bring you something to eat. You ain't even fed your husband.
Right. I got you. All right, so we're going to go ahead and wrap this up, man.
I'm sorry.
So,
y'all get in the Matrix.
The madness will continue on toexposeyou.com.
Yes.
Tomorrow at 8
o'clock. Yes.
Somewhere between 8 and 9.
Yes.
This subject will come up. It's going to be a very interesting conversation.
So we're going to do a wrap-up show later on this month.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that.
And look out, we're going to have 2 forums, the Brotherhood forum. So that'll be coming pretty soon too.
Okay, I'm with that. I'm definitely with that. I'm with the shits, as they say. Okay, man, that's good shit though. Check us out. toexposeyou.com always.
Yes,
yeah, I think they do a loop of previous, past,
yes,
of shows. So please check it out. It's toexposeyou, 2 XPOSU.com. I had to make sure I'm saying it right because sometimes I get everything mixed around with the numbers in. You find us on Facebook. You'll find us on Twitter, Instagram, Anchor, YouTube. Subscribe and watch. Please let people know that we're out there. Please respond. Please send messages. Let us know what you think. We like your opinion. Don't mean you're going to change what we talk about or change how we feel. We would like to hear, maybe some subjects that you like to discuss. I don't know what that meant. But either way, so that's what I'm saying. That's where I'm at. It's been a lovely evening. Nice little subject. I like the way everything, we always manage to segue everything. Like I said, we continue with the madness like that. I'm good, man. Anything you want to say?
It's just an honor and privilege to be able to do this. Thank y'all for tuning in, and we've got great things on the horizon.
All right. I think that's it. And we're out. What the hell is VOGFY?